Hey YouTube, this is Dean making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. Okay, discussion on budget strikers, and I've got three here that I think are probably some of the best buys currently on the market. Fourth one is a little bit I'm not going to discuss because it slightly breaks out of the budget. These are under $20 Australian posted to my door. They are all delivered that they spark well as delivered. You do not have to do anything with them when you get them. So when they come to your door, they look good as far as it goes. They spark well. They are ready to go and work as strikers, and they are good strikers to go. Plus, as I said, they are all under $20 Australian delivered. So I'll go with the most expensive one. First of all, the ESEE clone. Now, this is just a clone of the ESEE striker. It's the typical rectangular shape with a divot in there to use as a bearing block. I'm not sure what steel they use, but I would say it's around the W1 1095. Could be just a generic high carbon steel. Can use it on either strike face, either side. Sparks very well, as you can see. Now, I will say all of these are not delivered with any flints, so you have to take that into consideration. These are all bottom end of the market, so, and I bought them cheap, the cheapest ones I could find, and once you start adding on anything else, it just brings the prices up. So yeah, you can certainly get these ones in kits, but it adds prices. It brings it up to $25, $30 each. So yeah, that's the ESEE clone. I really like this one. It fits well in the grip, pinch grip, either side. You can use it as a strike a ferro rod on it. Fits an Altoid tin. That's the kit I keep it in. Yeah, as you saw, sparks very well. Got the heat treat right. Very, very well done. So that's my first recommendation. $15 including post from memory. I don't know. It was around that. Yeah, I bought it a little while ago, but yeah, it was about $15 including post. So yeah, I will admit I can't find them again for around that, but they are $15 to $20 posted. They do come from China. They'd be punching a fair few of these out. Yeah, but they are a solid striker. In all honesty, I would not buy ESEE one if I could get these ones. I've never tried the ESEE ones, but these are so good. I just couldn't see why you would buy the brand name for 40 odd dollars when you can get this one at under half price. Go on to the next one. This is slightly less expensive. This is the Ted Cash U-type. I buy this off Viceroy. Yeah, didn't like it at first. I bought one of these ages. I actually didn't buy one. It came in a kit in my 1700s traditional tinderbox. I didn't really know how to use it. Now that my skills have increased, I've learnt how to use it. Again, sparks very well either side. Not a problem. You can use it either way, upside down or right side up. As I said, very good striker, very easy pattern to use. You can use it that way as well if that is your groove. I use it in a modified pinch grip and get it to work. So yeah, it's a good striker, very good. $14 including post. Doesn't come with a flint, as I said. There is with this one an option to buy them with flints, but that does increase the price a bit more. It brings it up to just over $20. So yeah, they are. I've got that much rock. I don't ever worry about buying flints with strikers that much anymore, unless they come basically with free flints. I don't opt for flints that often, unless I want to get special flints, like from flints I haven't got, like from a different country or something. So yeah, that's just, and these are made in America, so I've got plenty of American flint, so, or shirt, so don't worry about it. Yeah, good solid striker, easy to use and works really well. $14 including shipping. Then it comes down to the cheapest one that I could find, the FusionGear dog tag. $12.19 including post from FusionGear. Again, I will admit I did just do a little bit of grinding, just clean the strike face up a bit. It didn't need it, but there was a little bit of a rough edge here at one point. So I didn't have to do it, but I just did. It still worked really well. It still sparks very well on either side. So it's not a problem as far as it goes, its sparking ability. They left the it seems to have been made out of a bit of a file, I think, or I think they may have actually put the groove marks on one side because it's smooth on the other. I don't know. They could have ground it smooth on one side and then, yeah, just left it on. But anyway, I did grind the file teeth off the side here too. But yeah, you didn't have to do any of that. It did spark very well straight from when I got it. I just cleaned it up a little bit. I had that ability to do that, but you didn't have to do it. This is the cheapest striker that I could find on the market at the moment. Sparks well, fits in a little kit really well. You could wear it as a dog tag. Yeah, just a nice little striker. It is a bit small, so yeah, it does tend to be a little bit harder to use. Thankfully, they left the teeth mark on there to give you a bit better grip. The smaller strike face does make that a little bit harder to use, but overall, for the price you're paying for it, it is the cheapest striker I could find for $12.19 Aussie shipped. Yeah, fantastic. And they're my recommendations. If you're not going to go the file route and buy a $5 file, snap it off, grind it and make that, these are your options that I suggest. Yeah, if I had to pick one, and be forced to pick one, that'd be the one I'd choose. Out of all, I think it's the easiest out of all of them. It is the most expensive. It's the $15 one, but as far as it all goes, I think this one is the easiest to use out of all of them. But yeah, it's a toss up. All three of them have got their own advantages. They're all very well priced, under $20 Aussie, as I said. They all spark well right from the get go. I didn't have to do anything to them, even though I did do some things to that. I didn't have to do it, but I did clean them up a bit. The reason why I didn't include this, it was $25 shipped, but I did requench it, so that's why I didn't include it. It did spark, but didn't spark as well as I liked. Now it sparks really well that I quenched it, so that's why I didn't include it. $25 for a striker, including shipping, is still within the realms of a budget striker, but because I had to quench it, yeah. And these sparked very well, and I didn't have to do anything to them to get them to do that, and that's why I recommend these three. I won't link them in the description bar. Couldn't find that one. There are no more of these available at the moment, and this is the only one that is available at the moment. So yeah, that's a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, but yeah, I think FusionGear will get more of these in. Yeah, just look for generic ESEE clone striker, and it'll come up. Yeah, there's plenty of them around on eBay. I buy these from Viceroy here in Australia. It's a Ted Cash U-type striker. So, yeah, just look that up and you'll find them. The dog tag ones, there are plenty of them available on eBay, Etsy or Amazon, and yeah, you'll find some cheap ones around, and yeah, I've had really good success with them. But anyway, I thought I'd do a little bit of a discussion on them. Yeah, as I said, none of them came with flints, so yeah, you will have to, if you don't have a store of flints or available, be able to find it or whatever, you will have to buy a flint or two. Yeah, they all sparked well from the factory. Didn't have to do anything with them as far as that goes. As far as kits go with them, yeah, it all up, I would say it wouldn't cost you much more than about $20 plus the cost of your striker to get you a little generic tin, a little bit of jute, a couple of rocks, and make your own char cloth, and you have your own kit for probably about $35 all up, including your striker. And as far as that goes, that's a pretty cheap way of getting into flint and steel, and yeah, that'll last you a fair while. Yeah, just make your own char cloth, and honestly, you don't have to buy your rocks. You can go and find them. Quartzite's around; it's everywhere. Yeah, you don't need flint. Flint's great, but yeah, just go with quartzite. You can find it anywhere. It's all over the joint. Yeah, anywhere, and once you get used to it, it's a good stone. If you want to get flint, yeah, definitely. I would never discourage anyone from buying flint or trying to find it. Finding it's always better than buying it, but there are plenty of places that sell flint for very reasonable prices. Yeah, even in Australia, I do get flint for a reasonable price. You know, it's not that expensive, $24 a kilo, and you know, even 2 kilos of it is not that expensive, and a 2 kilo block like that breaks up and makes you a whole heap of flint. You know, that's the reality of it. And yeah, it's not called flint and steel for it's called flint and steel for a reason. You know, flint's a mainstay of the hobby. But anyway, off on a bit of a tangent. Wanted to talk about these, and I have. Yeah, definitely have a look at these if you want to get into this starting out, and even if you've been in this for a while, it's always good to get yourself a budget striker, just to throw in throw in your backpack or throw in your EDC kit, and just to carry around as a test striker. You know, these are fantastic for using as test strikers. You know, that's one of the advantages of these cheap ones. You know, for $15, that'd be a fantastic testing striker. But anyway, that's my recommendations for budget. Probably the cheapest of the strikers that you could probably get. I haven't seen any cheaper strikers around. If anyone has seen any cheaper ones than $12.19 Aussie, yeah, please leave it in the description bar, and I will have a look at it and see if I can get one and test one, because yeah, I'm always on the lookout for them, and I like testing new strikers. But anyway, thanks for watching.